What's the oldest video game you've played before?
I remember playing Pokemon Ruby in my childhood days.
Ako ay nakalaro ng tank sa brick game console dati, at may karera din ito at Tetris.
How about PC games?
Assassin's Creed 2 and Need for Speed Most Wanted got me hooked on PC gaming.
Sa amin, di pa gaano sikat ang computer dati dahil sa mahal pa ito at limitado ang supply, pero may klase kami sa computer room at doon ako natuto laruin ang Microsoft Pinball.
Any competitive PC games you've played in the past?
I remember playing Pokemon Crater and Ragnarok online.
MU Online, Flive, O2 Jam, Rose Online, Ran Online, RF Online, dati di pa online ang Counter-Strike at Dota kaya gumamit kami ng Garena para makalaro online.
Have you ever thought of becoming top 1 in those games?
Nope, the game was hard.
Filthy casual, di man ako rank 1 at least nakapasok ako dati sa Hall of Fame.
What if you became rank 1, then that game suddenly shuts down their service?
That would be very depressing. My hard work vanish, especially if I actually pay money to make it to the top.
Magagalit talaga ako sa mga devs, bakit pa sila gumawa ng laro kung ititigil lang din nila, yung oras na ginihil ko sa laro parang nasayang lang, pero ganun talaga may naluluma at naiiwanan na laro at meron din yung mga bago na mas maganda ang graphics at gameplay.
In this story, a boy who became number 1 globally in his favorite video game called One Sword, got recognized, but later that game announced its shut down along with his life as a gamer. What will become of him?
Can't he just play another game with the same category and gameplay?
He can, but he can't. You see, his current rig is ancient, so playing newer games would be near impossible to play.
Relatable. Imagine mo naglalaro ka ng FPS pero FPS ng nilalaro mo is below 15 per second, di ka malilibang nun.
FPS that. FPS what? Ha.
First-person shooter, it's a category of a game and yeah, it's mostly shooting. The second FPS is frames per second. To simplify it, it's the rate of frames your PC can handle per second.
Casual.
What?
Alright, settle down, let's focus on the story, shall we? The protagonist named Sung Ji-ho left to school on his bike. On his way to school he found a poster about e-sport club recruiting. People were gathering and this caught Ji-ho's attention, forgetting he's on his bike still. Moments later he crashed.
What's so special about him anyway?
Remember the question, the top 1 player of that game, then the game he plays suddenly shuts down. That's him, the rank 1 of One Sword Online.
He looks kinda lame.
What are you doing?
No, I mean, he looks average. Wait, his number 1, so he's awesome, please continue.
Okay. After getting his report card, he found out that his grade is quite disappointing. His classmate and friend Jin-young persuade him to come with him to internet cafe, but Ji-ho reasons that school is for studying. Jin-young makes fun of him, saying that even if he carry books all day, if his grade is the same as his, there's no reason for him to study.
And their ruckus made the school bully Woojin awaken. Jin-young apologize and drag Ji-ho out. After Jin-young finishes harassing Ji-ho, evidently Jin-young managed to convince Ji-ho to the net cafe.
Net cafe? Hi! Nalala ko pa dati, sobrang ingay at sobrang init at ang internet noon ay sobrang bagal, sabagay 10 peso lang naman ang oras.
Jin-young was screaming at Ji-ho and swear that he won't hitch a ride with Ji-ho if Ji-ho's driving. Later Ji-ho runs to the toilet from humiliation. Jin-young even comments that gorillas play better than him. Yes, that's a gorilla besides him playing.
Ji-ho was thinking about what they said about him being bad at games. Don't worry dude, that's not your cup of tea kinda game, but won't it better if he's good to other games too?
To answer that, let me quote you something. Ahem. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times.
It's from the philosopher.
Galing yan sa martial artist na si
Bruce Lee.
Oh my. After Ji-ho's toilet visit he stole a glance on someone playing. It was a game that was familiar to him, yet it was different. The graphics were different but the gameplay, it's almost like Sword 1.
Oh, it really is. But the characters are no longer pixelated, it's 3D. Hope it's not gacha. This should pique his curiosity.
Napahanga si Jiho sa bilis ng kamay nung naglalaro, at nagka-interest siya kung ano ang nilalaro ng player.
The player is so focused on the game with the light flashing straight to her face. Then she announced the skill she'll use. Counter.
Counter. Huh, that reminds me of the character named Meliodas. It was like full counter.
Yes, counter, but it's a game, not an anime.
Perhaps it's like one of those story-driven games where you press a certain key on a certain part of the story or battle. Like God of War.
Parang mere 4 lang. Kailangan mabilis ang iyong kamay at timing para maka-counter.
Mere 4. Ew. I believe Beidou from Genshin have a better counter than that.
Genshin. PvP. Hello.
Can we continue the story, please?
Sorry.
Someone arrived at the cafe. It was Chanhyun, the player's friend. Chanhyun asked the player named Ari to come with him to tutoring because her mother asked him to fetch her up. Later she lowers her headset while cursing Chanhyun.
Pauwi na sila Jiho at Jinyong. Tinanong ni Jiho si Jinyong sa laro na nakita niya. Sumagot naman si Jinyong ng Sword Rush. Mahirap daw siya laruin at 2 taon na ang laro. Pinayuhan ni Jinyong si Jiho na manood ng video tungkol sa laro.
Then Jaihu decided to watch a video of a world tournament of that game. He was eating chocolate, but then the next scene got him flabbergasted. A familiar sensation hit Jaihu. This was when he was still a kid. He was anticipating an attack to use counter. Yes, and that counter occurred in the gameplay he's watching. And he concluded that the game is one sword.
Rip-off ba siya? Baka. Inspired by lang ang laro, parang Genshin at Breath of the Wild.
We don't talk about that here.
Calm down, you two. Okay. What will Jihu do now? Will he play the new game? Or maybe he'll research the new game. If he did play, will he aim to be number 1 again?
I just hope it's not one of those gacha game, where you are tricked psychologically to buy the new character or item.
Parang naranasan mo na yata yan. Malaki ba ang nagastos mo?
I practice my rights to remain silent. Speaking of games, what games you usually play?
Candy Crush.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show.
Huwag kalimutang mag-like at subscribe.
Please, say something. Candy Crush is fun, isn't it? Come on, say something, please.